Welcome, everybody, for a VSN special. I'm Will Torres with VSN. Tonight, we have a doubleheader at El Capitan High School, home of the Vaqueros. With me right now is Montel Allen. Montel Allen actually runs a program here. It's called the San Diego Scrimmage for the Food Bank Organization. And Montel, right now, how you doing, Montel?
Pretty good, pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm doing pretty good. This is the first time VSN has hooked up with Montel, and he's actually given us the opportunity to do a doubleheader, which will feature the visiting, I guess the Wildcats will be the visiting team, and Scripps Ranch Falcons will be the home team. And the second part of our doubleheader will include the Imperial Tigers, also from Imperial Valley, and they will be playing the home team of El Capitan Vaqueros, which is, we're looking at two great games here, Montel.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we wanted to make sure we matched up some San Diego teams with the Valley teams, make sure we brought them together, especially during this hot weather in the season, get everything started. With COVID going on as well, we want to make sure we get as many reps, as many people inside the game, as much exposure as we possibly can for these kids. So this is just a great opportunity.
I think what you're doing right now, Montel, this whole deal is part of the whole football deal, because we just came from a scrimmage, a carnival in Imperial Valley. Of course, the weather, I mean, we actually had pretty decent weather, Montel. It might have been about 105. The humidity was kind of hard. We got a good afternoon breeze. But look, you have the Wildcats. You had Calapat earlier, which tell us a little bit about that game prior.
Yeah, I mean, Calapat versus Hoover, both new staffs, or new staff for Hoover, I know for sure. Calipat's is just a young team, a young up-and-coming team.
New staff also, with Matt Self being the head coach.
Matt Self being the head coach, so just learning the laws of the lands of high school football down in Southern California, the San Diego area. I think it's a great testament for them to kind of get out here, get your feet wet, figure out what you're doing wrong, so when you go into that first game, you can iron all the details out, get ready to rock and roll, and have your game plan ready to run.
So, Montel, like I was saying yesterday, Imperial Valley had their carnival, and theirs is structured a little bit different, where they did 15 minutes on offense, take a little break, and then they do 15 minutes on defense, and it's only on a 50-yard mark. Right here, the only difference we're going to see tonight, Montel, is we're going to 10-minute quarters.
Yep. Yeah, this is a dress rehearsal. This is you're wearing your game uniform just like game day. We do 10-minute quarters, and we're playing an actual football game, refs and everything go. I think this sets you up for the season. This is really what you're going to be doing this season, so why do anything different? There's no way in the game you're going to play 15 minutes straight in a game and then get a break. It doesn't work that way. It's 4 men out, situational, figuring out. So it's not only a learning tool for the players, it's a learning for the coaching staffs as well to prepare themselves to get ready to execute day one.
No, exactly, Montel. And the other thing, none of these kids, none of these coaches are taking this game lightly. They're taking it as a real game.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I said, it puts a little bit more stress on it because of the COVID situation.
Yeah.
We don't know when the season's going to stop. It's just the way it is, especially knowing from the last year. So people want to get as many games as they can and get as many reps as they can, get as much execution as possibly can, not only for themselves but for the film, for the seniors to get their name out there.
No, I mean, thanks for having us. Tell us a little bit about the organization you're behind, the food bank.
Yeah, we're the SDFNL magazine, and this particular event is called the Kickoff Classic. This is something that we go ahead and do every year, having several scrimmage games or several non-contest games, and with these games you have to donate a canned good in order to be a part, in order to watch the game and whatnot, and all that food goes to the food bank.
Right, and that's just a great organization. They've been around for a long time, and I know from my perspective, Ron and the whole crew, Montel, we're happy to be here, and we hope to see each other some more, man.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for coming out here, streaming the game live. Make sure we get people in Imperial Valley to come check us out, and everyone just have a wonderful season.
Well, listen, one of our crew members brought a jacket just in case. I mean, I'm telling you, we're loving this, Montel. We're loving this right now. You're talking in the mid-80s and something like this. I'm sure this is a little break for Imperial Valley team. So, no, we're happy to be here and happy for you having us, man.
Absolutely. VSN, thank you guys very much for coming out. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
All right, you guys, thank you.
And VSN, we'll be right back.
Reducing energy use during the summer is more important than ever. This summer, IID encourages you to do your part by setting your thermostat to 78 degrees or higher, avoiding the use of large appliances between 4 and 9 p.m., and turning off all unnecessary lighting. But there's more. IID provides a number of summer energy-saving opportunities to help you make the most of your energy savings efforts. Check out our tips and energy-saving guides at IID.com. Let's work together to stay cool and save energy this summer. Reducing energy use.
Test one.
Welcome back, everybody. Once again, I'm Will Torres. We are VSN. And right before we get to start the game, I'd like to introduce my partner from day one, Mr. All-DVL in the early 80s. He's also Mr. CIF, also a member of the Hall of Fame Committee in Imperial Valley's Coaches Association. He was a defensive back for the Brawley Wildcats, also a standout running back. Ron Rubio, let's start this season, man.
Let's do this. Let's get this kickoff going on, boys. It's like we said, we just spoke with Montel Allen, and what a great event this is. Formatted scrimmage. That's, it's just like as he explained to everybody, it's going to be a game, 10 minutes, 2 minutes short of the actual 12 minutes. So instead of 48 minutes, a total of 40 minutes. We have the kicking game going on, special teams. And that's something that's really intriguing that I like about this format is that you're going to get to see your kicking. You're going to get to see your special teams. That is a very vital, important part of your team. Will, it's a great opportunity for Brawley to get here and for all the other teams that have been here, Calipatria and Imperial.
Yeah, and one thing we were talking with Montel about, I mean, you haven't been in the coaching industry for 25 plus years, Ron. One of the things, these kids are going to love playing right now at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, beautiful weather. I mean, I realize that Scripps Ranch is probably used to it, but we got Imperial at 7 o'clock, which is a good surprise for VSN. We'll get to that to a little bit later. But these kids are looking forward to it. What have you been hearing around Brawley, Ron?
Well, it's been ever since they brought this on, just the title of this game, Kickoff Classic. That being said, it's an honor to be invited. It's an honor to come up here, and not only for the teams, but for the refereeing crews that are here as well. So
true.
It's an all-valley deal. I mean, the last 2 games will be ran by the Referee Association from the Imperial Valley. But back to the teams, the kids are looking forward to it. Like you said, anytime it's 5:05, 5:07 right now. Usually, if we're in practice right now, the football teams are in practice right now, you're sweating even before you start.
Yeah.
So here you go. It's a quick warm-up. You've got the weather. Everybody gets acclimated to weather, wherever you're playing at. So we'll see if the refreshing weather energizes the Wildcats as we're looking out to the Scripps Ranch Falcons and their cardinal red. They kind of look like Stanford in a way. If you can, I'm pretty sure you can see that on your screens there. But the Scripps Ranch, it's a good matchup for the Wildcats.
So, appreciate that, Ron. One of the things that I'd like to let our audience know out there, VSN has done some new things, and we're very excited. One of the new things we have done, we have added a second crew with the legendary Vic Carrillo and John Moreno. They will have the part 2 of the doubleheader coming up next. That'd be El Cap against Imperial, which is another great matchup. And one of the other things we did, Ron, and we've been working on this a couple of months, we added the Swain brothers. Eric Swain has come up on board, and we've added some cameras to our streaming. We've upgraded our equipment, and later on, I'm gonna get Eric on here, and he's gonna explain a little bit things that we're gonna do. So it's not just a streaming part, but people, you guys are gonna see a little bit of different with the highlights. We're gonna get them out there quicker to you. We're also gonna be focusing on, this is something that one of Eric's goals is to focus on other sports in Imperial Valley, not just high school sports, but, he wants to do a little bit of off-roading and stuff like that. So Eric has brought in fresh ideas, Ron, and that's what VSN, that's the kind of people we needed in here. So later on, we will be able to talk to Eric. We're very excited to have them with us. Him and Joaquin, leave those 2 guys alone, man. They took a lot of stress off of me.
As they say, a match made in heaven. We got everything going on. Right now we're dealing with football, and our horizons have broadened, as they say.
Yeah, and Ron did touch on the referee situation here. These are Imperial Valley's referees, which from my point of view, I'm glad to see that. I'm glad, and Montel did mention that he wants to bring some kids, make sure some Valley teams are represented in this type of thing, and also the refereeing crew is represented out here. So that's always good to see. But none of this would happen if it wasn't for our great sponsors. Some of them are new, and some of them have been with us for a couple of years, but we would not have done this without Ojeda Industries. Tony and Patricia, really appreciate your help. And we also have Havens Landscaping for all your landscaping needs. The Dom team for all your real estate, commercial, and home needs. Give Doug and Andrew a call. And Brownie's Diner. Can't do without Brownie's Diner. So as one of the fresh things we're also starting, Ron, VSN is also, we're adapting to all this new system. We're trying to get, this is our fresh start. Even though we just ended a couple of months ago, we're back at it here. So with that said, Will Torres, Ron Rubio, will be right back.
Reducing energy use during the summer is more important than ever. This summer, IID encourages you to do your part by setting your thermostat to 78 degrees or higher, avoiding the use of large appliances between 4 and 9 p.m., and turning off all unnecessary lighting. But there's more. IID provides a number of summer energy-saving opportunities to help you make the most of your energy savings efforts. Check out our tips and energy saving guides at IID.com. Let's work together to stay cool and save energy this summer.
Welcome back. We are now going to go get ready for the kickoff here as the visiting Wildcats will be receiving the ball. We have a situation here with the roster, and Ron will explain that part.
We have an actual roster for the Brawley Wildcats, but the Scripps Ranch was unavailable to supply us with an actual official roster for Scripps Ranch. So we'll basically wing it and use what we have to identify the Scripps Ranch players.
Yeah, we actually had the opportunity to talk to the Scripps Ranch coaches, and they gave us as much information because they didn't even have the numbers, Ron. So it was kind of like this is a scrimmage for
everybody. Everybody. This is a preseason. This is what we're doing. So next week, August 20th, when high school football kicks off across the nation, or in California at least, that is. So deep to receive for the Wildcats will be Daniel Camilo and Damian Abarca, and it's a kick deep. That ball went straight out of the end zone. The kid has a leg. So here we go. The Wildcats will take over at the 25-yard line.
And I must say right now, even though it's about 85 to 87 degrees out here, the kicker did have the wind to his back, but still realizing we got about I would say about 8-mile-an-hour wind breeze going around here. So here we go, Ronnie. Let's do this.
Wildcats will set up. We'll start from the 25-yard line. At quarterback is Ethan Gutierrez. He is now a junior, started as a freshman. This is his third season. Shotgun formation. He's looking back to pass. He has a blitz. Looks like the receiver slipped there.
He slipped coming across the middle because he would have been open, in my opinion, coming across the middle right there because Ethan threw it in a great spot. So that's something good to see with the Ethan throwing that sharp pass, Ron.
One thing I saw Robert Platt on his break slip on this turf. So the Wildcats practice on a grass field as always. On this turf, I saw him coming out of that cut slip. So here we go, Wildcats 2nd down and 10.
What number is the sophomore, correct, right?
Gutierrez is 13, number 13. I think we're going to have a procedure maybe on the Wildcats. I saw some movement on the line.
Yeah, that's going to move him 5 yards back against the Brawley Wildcats. That's number 17 going across the middle. So, Ron, he plays the tight end position, or is he?
He's a slot guy, so they're gonna have him in the slot. As you can see, the Wildcats right now do not have a tight end. They have a 2-back set, 2 receivers to the right of Gutierrez, 1 to the left. That is Washington, number 5. Quick out to Isaiah Young. Young catches it. He's at the 30. He's going to be dropped down at the 30-yard line. And something you'll rarely see in any football, what I just seen right now. Isaiah Young receives the ball, catches the ball, and gets tackled out of bounds and actually tackles his own father, Brandon Young.
Oh, well, you're right. That is very, very. And we will be speaking about that running back, number 23, Brandon Young's son, Isaiah Young.
Wildcats with the 3rd and 6. Gutierrez at behind the controls for the Wildcats. He has 2 receivers to his left, 1 on top. He's throwing. And another footing problem by the Wildcats. I don't know if Young tripped on his own 2 feet or rather with the defender. Needless to say, Wildcats in a 4th down 6 and in punt formation.
Now, Ron, you caught that right away. As soon as Platt was going across the middle, you caught that. When, why are they slipping? Now we've already seen on the first series, we've seen 2 slips. I didn't see the beginning of that, how he might have fell across the field. But you're exactly right. Brawley practicing on natural turf compared to this AstroTurf, it is a difference. Well, at least it will be in the
It will
early
be.
part.
It's going to be. It's going to take some getting used to. Back to receive for the Falcons is Jalen Shaw. Jalen Shaw is a running back for the Falcons.
So I think the referees are taking a little time out to do this out here.
And I don't believe there's a rush, and that's one thing on the punting. There will be no rush, and I guess or a return. So it's wherever the ball lands, it's going to be placed. And I kind of like this.
Yeah, me too, Ron.
And number one thing as a coach, what you want to see on special teams, especially on punt, how's my snap? How's my snap? Even though there wasn't a rush, a live rush, how does my center deep snap it to my punter?
By making that point, Ron, you're exactly right. But the punter still needs to, hey, look.
The timing.
The timing's got to be down there. So you got to be able to get this punt off. You also got to be able to get a decent punt off at a decent time.
So the Wildcats punted to the Falcons. Falcons will take over in great field position at the 47-yard line. Looks like a trip sets to the right. The quarterback for the Falcons is number 19. That is Jax Leatherwood. And let me tell you something, Jax Leatherwood stands at 6'6", 215.
Now, he will come out here with the number 10 jersey, and that's only because the coaches were just handing out jerseys. That was part of the confusing on the Scripps Ranch side. So with him wearing number 10, he will officially.
Yeah, there you go. What Will and I did before the game, we saw the Scripps Ranch coaching staff in the stands, and all we did, we went up to them, asked them who are your starters on defense and who are your starters on offense. So we'll just go with what we can do here.
What information we got?
We have shotgun formation, single back, two receivers to the right, one on top. Wildcats in their familiar 5-2 defense to give us up the middle. That is, again, it breaks it up the middle. That is Shaw. Jalen Shaw, he's going to break it to the 20, 15, 10, 5, and he waltzes in. Walks right in, untouched, practically untouched. Touchdown Falcons with 8:09 remaining in the first quarter.
Well, one of the things that hurt the Wildcats right there, they actually had him, even though he would have converted to a first down, Ron, just didn't hang on to that tackle, That's just good running right there, You're able to break that tackle, and then you go into the end zone.
Two opposites. You saw two series already, one for the Wildcats, one for the Falcons. Two very different. Brawley slips twice.
Yes. And then
the Falcons come back, boom, boom, lightning strikes, touchdown.
And not only that, the punt affected them too.
Right,
when
exactly.
You have a short punt like that.
And kicking into the wind.
Kicking into the wind, right.
Here's a kick. The extra point is up, and it's good. The kid has a leg.
Yeah, I mean, there might be a wind in his back, but he still has a leg.
He doesn't need it. With 8:09 remaining, we have the Scripps Ranch Falcons 7, Brawley Wildcats 0.
And Will Torres, Ron Rubio will be right back.
Reducing energy use during the summer is more important than ever. This summer, IID encourages you to do your part by setting your thermostat to 78 degrees or higher, avoiding the use of large appliances between 4 and 9 p.m., and turning off all unnecessary lighting. But there's more. IID provides a number of summer energy-saving opportunities to help you make the most of your energy savings efforts. Check out our tips and energy saving guides at IID.com. Let's work together to stay cool and save energy this summer.
Welcome back, Will Torres, Ron Rubio. Here we go, getting ready for the kickoff now.
Deep to receivers again, Camilo Anabarca. Like I said, Thomas Rohr is the name of the place kicker, and he just boots it straight out of the end zone. And that's a great weapon to have, Will. If you have a kicker that's going to make sure that offense starts at the 25-yard line, hey, if you're going to score on it, go 75 yards.
Yeah, and especially with the history that Brawley has being very good on the special teams, Ron. Brawley has a tradition of making good plays on the special team side of the ball. So Wildcats picking up the ball on the 25-yard line. Let's see what the second series. Jitters are gone now. Let's see what the Wildcats
Let's
can
see
do.
if they find their footing. Wildcats with 2 receivers, and it looks like we're going to have another procedure up top.
And of course, Ron, these are some of the things that you're going to see in the first game, especially in a scrimmage. You know, the timing's going to be off, the count. You know, you got to get everybody first. I know the first couple of weeks, first couple of practices, everybody's going on the same count. Now, you know, the other team's going to realize that, Ron.
Scripps formation, the give is to Young up the middle, and he's going to be brought down by number 51 of the Falcons.
And on Tuesday, when I went to go check out practice, actually it was yesterday when Brawley Wildcats went for the media day, I happened to, you know, we saw Isaiah without a shirt. You know, he had a T-shirt on. Isaiah put on 20 pounds of muscle. Kid is looking good, really good. He's up to 185 pounds.
Gutierrez with the snap. He takes it high. He's looking. He throws it out to the flats to Young. Young is met hard by a couple of Falcon tacklers. Great anticipation by the Falcons coming up on that flat pass, and 2 tacklers on that play.
Ron, you as a Scripps Ranch coach now, you know that the quarterback they have in Gutierrez, what kind of arm he has and stuff like that. Now, you as a defensive coach of Scripps Ranch, what are you going to be keen on?
Well, you're going to be keen the pass right now. I mean, you have 2 weapons back there for the Wildcats. You have Young as a runner, and you have Gutierrez with the arm as a passer. So, you know, it's just whether or not you have the right call going on. Who's guessing right here right now? Here we go. 3rd down and about 13 for the Wildcats. Ball's now at the 21-yard line. Gutierrez looking to his left. It's a draw to Young. Young is at the 25-30, up to the 32-yard line, 33. Makes that punt a lot better, a lot easier to get away from that wind. If the wind's blowing that punt back, 32-yard line is not a bad place to take the punt from.
And this is the part of the game where it's going to hurt them. Wildcats have 2 penalties. And look, you know, Young, they needed 13 yards. He got 12 on that, Ron. And so, well, actually 11. He got 11 yards. But without that penalty, that draw play would have been a first down.
Exactly. Well,
but that's what this is for. This is what this scrimmage is for.
Wildcats with 2 possessions, no first downs yet. They've had slips. They've had penalties. And I'm pretty sure John Self's not too happy about that, but they will adjust.
That's one of the things that John Self does do. He does adjust well at, you know, if it's not before half, definitely at halftime.
He'll do some in-game adjustments. Tanner Carranza is the punter. I was trying to figure out who was number 42 there, and it's Tanner Carranza. Carranza with the punt. Now that's a little bit better punt. And wherever they field it, that's where they start. So the ball will all the way to the 35-yard line.
Now, Carranza's part of that junior class, correct?
Yes, he is. He is.
And now, this is that young class that a lot of the sophomores started this last spring. So this, we might call them young. A lot of people on the outside might call them young, but they do have a lot of experience, right, Ron?
That is true. As sophomores, a lot of the kids played as sophomores in the 6-game spring season. Hey, 6 games is better than none, and that's some experience that they built up. Every game that they played, every snap that they take gains experience. So the Falcons will take over at the 35-yard line.
And while Wildcats are on defense right now, I'd like to give a shout out to Lee Tire and Hart Insurance. Thank you very much for your support.
Leatherwood looking, he throws out to the flats. That's number 14, and a great catch out there.
That's number 6 making the tackle for the Brawley Wildcats, and that'll be Daniel Camilo from his cornerback position.
Good enough for a 1st and 10 for the Falcons. They are now at the 46-yard line. Ball's on the left hash. The football field runs east to west. Falcons are heading to the east goal. Falcons are dressed. They kind of remind you of live. They look like the Stanford Cardinals.
Yeah, I think they're good-looking uniforms.
Cardinal, yes, sir. Brawley in their white travel uniforms. Leatherwood, as I said, 6'6", motion by the Falcons. Leatherwood, that ball would have went over anybody else's head. Here is a quick out, strong arm on the coverage of Barca. Let me tell you, that ball was a high snap. The kid just raised his arm, caught it. Anybody below 5'10" would have had that ball sail over to the 30-yard line.
Well,
incomplete pass, 2nd down and 10.
Well, fortunate for him that he was able to bring it down. But also on the defensive side, number 2 for the Brawley Wildcats, Barca making a great play to be
He was there. He was there in his zone, good zone coverage. He was there.
And
but how quickly did that quarterback get that out? Man, it was quick.
I mean, that could have turned into a total mess if you're not over 6 foot on that one.
Yes, sir. Second down and 10, single back, trips to the right. Again, another high snap, and he kind of threw the timing up. Come on, Platt.
Okay, this is
That, they don't need that right now. They don't need that right now, and, you know, you need to just lay off.
Yeah, this is some of the things that these people got to realize. When that whistle is blown, and they know that there's no excuse for this on both sides. That whistle is blown, and if that referee blows that whistle for whatever reason, that play stops. It doesn't matter what you're doing. Yeah.
It doesn't do you any good to bring somebody down once the play's down. So here we go, second down and 10 for the Falcons.
Now I do see
Leatherwood is out, and was he the one with the ball? Yes, he was.
Yes, he was the running back with the ball. Now, Ron? Now I'm not sure if Gene Martin, the white referee, called that on his own judgment. Hey, listen, you know.
Personal foul on number 17. This is another thing. You know, you're playing football, and you're trying to do what your coaches ask you to do. Penalties are part of the game, and you need the most unaccepted penalty is a personal foul. You need to have a cool head out there.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with playing with aggression, but it's aggression under control. And I understand Platt's young. He's a sophomore. I get it. And look, the kid's a stud. There's nothing. But listen, we got to know. We hear that whistle, we stop.
So now the Falcons find themselves inside the Wildcat 40-yard line. Let's say the 39-yard line. First and 10, new quarterback. They took Leatherwood out. Left-handed quarterback number 19.
And this penalty will be illegal procedure against Scripps Ranch. And it looks like Leatherwood's going to go back in. He might have came out. No, it doesn't look like he's going to go back in.
They probably just gave him one play, let him sit out one play. Now he's going back in.
You know why? I think it could have been because his helmet came off, Ron.
True that. First and 15 for the Falcons. Now ball's placed at the 45-yard line, middle of the field.
So let's see if we can get the first quarter. You know, both teams committing penalties. These are both high-caliber speed teams with power. So, you know, these are the kind of mistakes they want to get rid of in this scrimmage.
Quick out to number 14. Nice. Cuts upfield, and he's brought out of bounds by.
Okay, same thing we're talking about. Now, this is going to cost Scripps Ranch. Well, I'll get to that in a little while. But, Ron, Brawley Wildcats are playing zone defense. There must have been a cushion, 10, 12 yards on that, Ron. Is that your typical Brawley?
Well, it depends. If, you know, they caught it out in the flats, the cornerback was dropped back. Let's see the penalties on.
That's a dead ball foul, unsportsmanlike conduct against Scripps Ranch. And, you know, it's these kind of things. Look, you don't expect them in the scrimmage. You expect the jumping off sides. You expect the bad snaps. You expect everything else. Both teams right here have to play under control.
Yes, sir. If you have two personal fouls in one quarter, that's too much. One too many. Here we go. Connor Lawler with the reception and the penalty. Brings the ball back, thankfully for the Wildcats, to the 47-yard line of the Falcons. So now we have a first and forever, Will.
Yeah, and the thing is, Ron, with this being such a long pass, we're going to be able to see what kind of arm Leatherwood has in the backfield for the Scripps Ranch Falcons.
First and 24 for the Falcons. Leatherwood's back behind in shotgun formation.
And we also get to see if the snap's going to be good.
Another high snap. Leatherwood looks. It's a slant to number 11, and takes his eyes off the ball. It was there. Incomplete pass.
Yeah, now, what we were talking about being aggressive and everything, number 12 could have went in there and laid the wood. What did he do? Look, he didn't need no more penalties. There was no reason to hit him. The ball was already actually loose. That's just a great play. And I believe that's Torres back there. Is that correct?
What number was he?
Number 12. That's who they got at
Aiden
safety.
Torres. Aiden Torres at safety. Where to go, Aiden?
Coming in there as one of the juniors, one of those baseball players coming in.
Yes.
So that's smart football right there. That's what you got to play. Hey, listen, it's going to do me no good to give him 15 yards on a second and 24.
Aiden Torres, pretty heady player. He's a baseball player, good kid, playing very deep right now. So here we go. We have trips to the left, single receiver down to the right of Leatherwood, single back. Leatherwood drops back. Leatherwood's looking. He's going to launch it. Number 14's open and overshoots him. Ball was intended for Connor Lawler, incomplete pass, bringing a fourth down and 24. So the personal foul really hurt the Falcons.
And actually, personal fouls have hurt both teams.
Right.
Penalties have hurt both teams on this. Now, let's see the leg. Are they going to punt? Nah, it'd be too long even with the wind on their back.
With the wind back there, let's see what, hey, maybe it all depends where the ball's caught. So, maybe coffin corner it. You want to work on things, even though it's not actually a live punt return. You want to get the snap. You want to get a good punt. Here we go. Whistles are blown.
I just think that they snapped the ball when the white hat was talking to the Scripps Rand head coach.
2 minutes, 37 seconds remaining in the first quarter. As we said, there's only 10-minute quarters. They are running it as a game.
Yeah. Everything else is run as a live game, and we will keep you updated on the time remaining in each quarter until the end of the game. Once again, no rush.
And it's going to take a bounce, a Falcon bounce, and it's going to be placed at the, let's see where the flank has it, at the 11-yard line. So, hey.
21-yard line. The ball will be placed on the 21-yard line right there.
16.
Ball goes out of bounds.
I'm going to disagree with you on that one. So, Brawley will be taking over. Oh, I was looking at the wrong referee. All right, man. Will Torres, Ron Rubio will be right back.
Reducing energy use during the summer is more important than ever. This summer, IID encourages you to do your part by setting your thermostat to 78 degrees or higher, avoiding the use of large appliances between 4 and 9 p.m., and turning off all unnecessary lighting. But there's more. IID provides a number of summer energy-saving opportunities to help you make the most of your energy savings efforts. Check out our tips and energy saving guides at IID.com. Let's work together to stay cool and save energy this summer.
Welcome back. Will Torres, Ron Rubio, VSN.
Ad-libbing is Gutierrez. He launches it out too, and it's picked off. Looks like he was trying to shoot that to Danny Camilo.
And Danny Camilo
came back for it, a jump ball.
Yeah, came back for it, and he was open, but it looked like that air might have just caught that. That little bit of breeze.
It's enough wind to make you want to take that. I guess the Falcons may have won the toss.
Yeah.
They may have won the toss because you figure, hey, you want that win behind you in the first and fourth quarter. And that was a perfect, right there. The ball hung up. Hey, 10 out of 10 times Ethan Gutierrez gets that ball past where he wanted it to go.
Yeah, and not only that, Camilo was open. He just had to come back for the ball. And then once that happened, the Falcon player was able to get in between Gutierrez and Camilo to make that interception.
So with the interception, with 2:20 remaining in the first quarter, the Falcons will take over at their 46-yard line.
Now, when you look at the size, Ron, I think it's a pretty even-sized team, don't you think, when you look at both lines?
It looks even from up here, but down there they looked a lot bigger than the Wildcats. Here's a quick out two. Looks like Lawler again. And no, it's not Lawler. So a gain of 2. It's a quick out pass. Danny Camilo and Platt on the tackle there. So now we're looking now at a 2nd down and 7 for the Falcons. Ball will be placed at the 47. Make that the 48. So we have a 2nd down. Clock is running down, 1:52 and counting.
Once again, if one of the pictures shows, it's just a beautiful scenery right here at El Cap High School. You got a little bit of mountain background back here, beautiful breeze all afternoon. Just a great time to play some high school football.
Trips to the right, Leatherwood motioning his back to set to his right of the quarterback. Snap to give us up the middle. Looking for a place to run. That is Shaw again, and Shaw's going to bounce it out to the 35-yard line of the Wildcats. Now, it could be a zone read. He pops up the middle. The give is up the middle. He'll find a crease, and he took it. And that's a second good little run by Jalen Shaw. So, Jalen Shaw, I'm not sure if he's a senior or not.
Well, one thing about Shaw is that he's proving to be a good running back because he's breaking tackles, Ron. That's a good thing to see in a running back like that. So that first one wasn't just, lucky. He's actually, earning every yard he's getting.
The last time we saw Scripps Ranch was 2 years ago in the 2019 semifinals with the Central Spartans, and they're running the same thing. It's a good program, good solid program. Head coach is Marlon Gardenera. Here we go. Rolling out is Leatherwood. Leatherwood's looking. He tosses. Throws on one out. And it is incomplete. On the coverage was number 23, Isaiah Young.
Yeah, and he just read that coming down there to make sure that receiver, because that receiver had his 2 feet inbound, and if that ball was right there, Isaiah was ready to make that enough contact to hopefully, make that play incomplete on that, which it was anyway. So good play by the Brawley defense. One thing we are seeing, Ron, besides Shaw, showing us a little show in running the game, we are seeing a good passing field. That's what they came out here to do, show off a little bit of their passing game.
Well, you know what? Scripps Ranch, a very balanced team. They were balanced, as I said, in 2019. They just changed players, and they're running a great system here. Got a good running back, good quarterback. Here he is. He's quick out again to number 2. Number 2 was shake and bake move there. Moves it all the way up to maybe the 27-yard line. We're going to look at a 3rd down and maybe 3rd and 4, 3rd and 3, 3rd and a long 3. So the Falcons find themselves at the Wildcat 27-yard line, right hash. Wide side will be to the left. So it's a mixed bag of offense. Well, man, you don't know, are they going to run? They're going to throw the quick out? The quick out or the quick pass could be part of the running game. Just get that ball in these quick. They're quick receivers.
Well, you made a good point when you say that with 5 seconds to go left in the first quarter, I don't know if they'll be able to get this snap off. It looks like it's 2-1.
They're not. They just shook his finger.
And that's 0. And that's the end of the first quarter with the score. Scripps Ranch 7, Brawley 0. But one of the things you mentioned, let's talk real quick about this, Ron, is the Scripps Ranch program. Coach has been there a while. They run a good program. 2019, you mentioned, you got to see them. You called that game down there versus El Centro.
They made it to the finals versus La Jolla.
Yeah, ended up on the losing end on the finals, but still, I mean, that was they played a very good Spartan team that year right there.
Yes, and the way they handled the Spartans was something, that was a year the Spartans were coming off, a great IVL run. And, to see how they played the Spartans, which, they came back roaring back to Spartans. However, you think how big they look, Scripps Ranch. They have kids on that team, if I'm not mistaken. I know there's one kid that went to UCLA. They had a tight end, maybe the size of their quarterback right now. So they had a lot of D1 kids on that team. And as I said, what they do, it's just like a good program does. Your inventory gets out, the kids leave, they have somebody to replace them. And that's where they're keeping going. Although last year they went 2-2 in the shortened season, but it looks like they haven't skipped a beat now.
Yeah, so that that was one of those games where Central picked a bad day to have a bad game,
Yes.
because on paper, Central should have just rolled all over them, but you never know. That's why you play the game. So as we see right now, the ball being placed on, what did you call that, Ron?
I say the 28-yard line outside of the Brawley 25-yard line. It's 3rd down and 2.
We get ready to start the second quarter.
3rd and 2.
3rd and 2, 2 receivers to the left. Single back is Shaw. Leatherwood, the quarterback. The snap, fakes the give. He looks for the slant. It's not there, and he overthrows his intended receiver on a slant. Overthrown. Hey, that's kind of a patcher. 3rd and 2, why not throw it? If it's there, take it. Why? 3rd and 2, 4th down. You're going to 4th down territory.
Yeah, you're going to go for it regard. Well, they do have a leg, so depending. Yeah. But then again, that's why they have these scrimmages for that type of reason.
And, one of these things with these kind of games is it allows the coaches, okay, in the season, what am I going to do? This game does not count. It's not an official game. Let's get that straight. It's not an official game. Hey, this is an audition. They want to see what the players can do, but also the coaches want to see what will I do when this arises down the season. And here we go. And that's how you get your momentum as a football team. Trips to the left. Wide side of the field is the left. Single back is Shaw. Shaw will be on the left side of Leatherwood. The snap. He fakes to the left. And they're a quick out. See these little quick outs? Very effective, and it gets the ball rolling. It keeps the chains moving. So it's a quick little pass. And his receivers are sure-handed. Number 19 on the reception.
Well, one good thing to know, Ron, you haven't missed a beat. You're catching everything right on. I mean, you're in that zone right now where you're able to predict. Now, is that because of you've already been on the field of course, all the years you've been coaching, but also you're coaching in present time right now, so that just puts you up to speed like everything else. Correct, Ron?
That's true. So you get used to seeing what you're seeing every time. Here we go. Trips to the right. Wide side of the field is to the right. He's looking. He's set up. He's go. No pressure. Just right over the middle and complete inside the 5-yard line down to the 3. On the tackle was Charlie Lai along with number 12, Torres.
Yeah, and that's 2 good passes back to back, something we hadn't seen earlier. And while we got a little minute with the ball being placed inside the 5-yard line, I'd like to thank some of our sponsors, Calexico Chronicle, for all your local, in-depth, and regional news. Robinson Ford, if your license plates don't say Robinson Ford, you probably paid too much. Amigo Properties. At Amigo Properties, you'll find experience in all their real estate agents. Back to live action with Ron Rubio calling the play-by-play.
2 receivers to the right. The ball's in the middle of the field. To give it to Shaw. No, it's not. It's a play action intended for Lawler. Incomplete pass.
Just a little too much hot sauce on that pass, right, Ron?
It's an aggressive offense, man. You cannot rest with these guys. I mean, you've seen Shaw run the ball effectively. You've seen that he could bust a play, get some yards on there. You've seen that they have those quick passes. It's a short field. There's only 4 yards to go, and they're throwing the ball. You cannot rest if you're the defense.
And, and we haven't even seen the quarterbacks under center yet. Both quarterbacks have gone into the shotgun formation. We haven't seen one on either side of the field go under the center. And that's something different from the Brawley Wildcats. It's not that traditional, that we're used to seeing.
Not used to, you got the wing T offense, and it's kind of expanding now under the tutelage of Brandon Young. It's a trendy thing to do, and if you have a quarterback to throw, why not? Yeah, why not shotgun? Here we go. Leatherwood again, looking to his left, and he's wide open. Shaw, touchdown, untouched, swing pass, touchdown for the Falcons. So with 7:29 remaining in the second quarter, we now have a 13-0 lead.
Yeah, and this series is where quarterback for the Falcons, Leatherwood look really good, especially in this last series coming up right here. Everything was on target for that ball that was in the end zone.
A little bit overthrown.
But besides that, it looks like he's catching his groove. He's catching his rhythm.
PAT set. There will be, I'm not sure, is there rushing on the PAT? Yes, there is. Yeah, there it is. The kick is up, and it is good.
I'm going to call it right now. It's not so much the win. The kid's got a good leg.
Kick it right through the win.
And Will Torres, Ron Rubio, VSN will be right back.
Reducing energy use during the summer is more important than ever. This summer, IID encourages you to do your part by setting your thermostat to 78 degrees or higher, avoiding the use of large appliances between 4 and 9 p.m., and turning off all unnecessary lighting. But there's more. IID provides a number of summer energy-saving opportunities to help you make the most of your energy savings efforts. Check out our tips and energy saving guides at IID.com. Let's work together to stay cool and save energy this summer.
Welcome back to El Capitan High School, where the Scripps Ranch Falcons are leading the Brawley Wildcats 14-0 with 7:25 to go till half. The Wildcats will be receiving the ball after a series that was well capped by Leatherwood with the end zone pass, Ron. So let's see if the Wildcats can get in the rhythm here,
Ron.
Let's
see if the kick stays in the field. It sure does. Camilo at the 10, and there is no, I guess there's no return, so that's good.
Yeah, but in that sense, though, which is also good, you still got to catch it because I'm sure it's going to be a live ball if you don't touch it.
Right.
You know, and actually Brawley's pretty good. You know, they always get that kicker that does that pooch kick, you know, in that coffin little corner that Self likes to just get that kicker to kick it in there because, you know, they get the height on it and then they get, you know, what are the guys on – what does Brawley call the guys on the end, Ron?
Those are the killers. So you're going to go down there, contain, but there's killers and the contain guys. You want to get that. You want them to have the contain men receive that ball if they can, or if the receiver is unsure, the returner is unsure whether to field the ball, you know, it puts pressure on them. So what the good thing is, you know, for like you said, once Brawley does score, I'm pretty sure Coach will try that. And it's just to get the kicker the repetition in a game.
Yeah.
Something you don't see during practice. So we have another slip by Gutierrez. I'm not sure what that was. But Gutierrez slips. The loses 6 yards on the slip. Ball's at the 19-yard line.
So that's 3 slips by the
That's
Brawley
3
Wildcats.
slips.
Yeah, that where they have, 2 of them could have been passes, thrown by
Yes.
Gutierrez, and now he's slipping himself. So they're just young Wildcats trying to make things happen right now.
2nd down and 16 for the Wildcats. We have trips to the left. Gutierrez is looking to his, sets up a screen to Young. Young at the 20, bounce, cuts back to the 25, 35, cuts to the right, 40, 45, and he's going to make it all the way up to the 49-yard line. So that is a very, very effective play there. Screen pass, something that Brawley's putting in now. Looks like in their playbook, very effective. That may slow down the rush.
Just a good read by
Good,
Young.
good.
Also, he read that block, Ron, and that was when he was able to cut it and gain for another 12, 15 yards on that.
Credit the offensive line because they have to do a little bit of acting, letting the rush come in, and then being able to get out and get some blocks in for Young.
Yeah, with 6:49 and counting down till halftime, the Brawley Wildcats are threatening against the Scripps Ranch Falcons.
You will have to say that's the most positive play for the Wildcats. Wouldn't you say that, Will?
Following a slip on
Yes,
this
sir.
turf, yes.
Trips to the left. Ball's on the right hash. The wide side is to the left of Gutierrez. Gutierrez fumbles the snap, fakes to Young. In, took his eyes off the ball.
Yeah.
Looked like what he wanted to run. Those are the kind of plays when you're playing an opponent that right now is showing that they're a little bit superior to you. You've got to make these plays.
Yeah.
You can't have a drop pass. Now you got a 2nd down and 10 instead of a 2nd down in, 5?
Yeah, and Platt, as a freshman, played last year, right,
He
Ron?
did. He got some playing
He
time
got some
now.
playing time,
So
so-
he's a sophomore, legit sophomore.
And not only that, he's a legit athlete. So those are the plays that have to be made. They depend on him, especially if, he's going both ways, right, Ron?
And especially being a Platt, his grandfather,
Yeah.
Jay Platt, rest in peace. But when he goes home, I know his daddy's not going to be too happy about that drop. Here we go. Trips to the left. Single receiver down to the right is Mekhi Washington.
On that note, Jay Platt, one of the greatest Brawley Wildcats there was.
Here we go. Back is Carranza. Carranza's in at back. Carranza's on a swing. The rush is in. And they're going to blow. Well, I'm not sure
Yeah, no,
on the sacks.
that's actually a good rule. Excuse me. So we've seen that twice now, Ron, where if the white hat calls it, they're going to call the quarterback dead before he gets tackled. And it's
Okay.
actually a good
Yeah,
rule.
it really is. It really is.
It's not always going to benefit him, but look, if it can avoid an injury to your quarterback,
Exactly.
yeah.
This isn't the time and place to get hurt. And, like I said, this format of scrimmage is very helpful. I think it's a lot more productive than what we saw in the Valley, which is not a knock on what happened in the Valley. But this right here, just like Marlon said in the opening in our pregame, this lets you know what's going to happen next Friday. Here
Yeah.
we go. Trips to the left. I'm sorry, Montel Allen. Marlon Gardena, I got these names. There's got too many M's. Here we go. Shotgun formation. Gutierrez looks. The swing is to Young. Young at the 45, 50, 45. And he gets a big smack, bounces off of that, and looks like he will be pushed out at the Falcons' 46-yard line. So we're going to have it's 4th down now.
Yeah, 4th down, Ron. Coach Self at scrimmage, you put everything, we don't know. Coach Self sometimes goes for it when it's midfield right here. So I don't even know what he's going to do, but Coach Self, he's got a lot of confidence. So with 5 minutes to go and counting down with the play being called in bounds till halftime, he knows he might only get the ball one more time. So looks like they're setting up to go for it, Ron.
Like I said, this is, the scrimmage, I love this. Why? Because as a coach, you want to say, hey, man, in a game like this, on 4th and 6 in the season, if I decide to go for it at this field position, what am I going to do? What play call is going to work? Hey, there's nothing to lose. It doesn't go against your record if the Falcons take over on downs. Here we go. Gutierrez is rolling to his right. He has a rush. He throws back, a little bit underthrown, an incomplete pass. I'm not sure that was. It
looked a little early. It looked like the defensive player was in there a little bit early.
No. I was about to say the rush was in. First I thought maybe it was a screen.
Yeah, it did
the
look
way,
like a screen.
but maybe I was wrong. Well, here we go. So incomplete pass. Falcons will take over on downs.
And with 4:24 to go in half, I'd like to give some more credit to some of our sponsors we got here. CNR Incorporated, environmental service with recycling now. More important than ever, CNR Incorporated developed recycling and reuse programs to bring the highest degree of stability to Imperial Valley. Thank you very much, CNR Incorporated Recycling. And FLX Fitness, ready to pump it up. Are you ready? Located at 2451 Rockwood Avenue in Calexico.
I went with the quick out to number 11. That's a quick, effective pass. Now, although driven out maybe at the 48-yard line of the Wildcats.
4:14 and counting, and now we have the Scripps Ranch running a little bit hurry offense here, Ron.
Yeah, they're hurrying up. They're like a situational football. Here we go.
Yeah.
4:06 remaining. The clock is ticking. They're moving down, 2nd down and 4. Inside Wildcat territory, trips to the left. Whiteside is to the left of Norwood. He's looking that way. He looks, cocks, he throws. Lets his receiver clear. Nice, patient throw by that kid.
Well,
It was a slant pattern. It was a slant. He let the traffic clear, pump, and then boom, slammed it in there. Great catch, good catch.
Well, one of the things we're seeing is quarterback has a lot of time to throw, and he's having a little bit of patience to get those passes completed.
I'm wondering how that trajectory is off that 6'6" body. There he goes, wide open over the middle. Here we go. Brought down by Platt. But after that, they're inside the Wildcat 34 at the 34-yard line. They're moving. They're moving.
They're moving with 3:26, 3:24.
Situational football, man. We want to go. We want to go. Get some plays in. Here we go. Shotgun. Trips to the right. Whiteside is to the right of Leatherwood. He's looking to his left. He's looking all day. Swings it out to the running back, number 13, and he gets upfield inside the Brawley 20-yard line. Looks like maybe 17.
Yeah, that's going to be
18-yard line. Looking at the flank there. So do we get it first? Did they get it
Yeah,
first?
they went ahead and moved the stakes, and the ball's going to be placed on the 23-yard line.
Well, now, on a first down, are they running the clog, or shouldn't that have been a stop clog?
Yeah, it should have been, but
okay.
they're actually running it,
Okay.
and every white hat's running a little bit
All right.
different. We didn't see this in the other game,
Right.
Ron, but you have the experience in Gene Martin, too, though.
Leatherwood throwing, and he's wide open.
Yeah.
Touchdown, Lawler.
Ron, you were able to call a touchdown when the ball was halfway down, before it even reached the receiver on that. So he just split the seam on that
He
one.
just split the seam. The kid, from this angle here and the height of that kid, the ball just has a beautiful trajectory. I mean, he just is able from where he launches it, because you're 6'6", and his arm, by the time his arm's up in the air, what is it?
It's almost downhill. He's almost throwing it downhill. There's very little arc on that pass. It's almost like a line drive. I'm betting
Exactly.
anything. I'm going to check to see if that guy, is also the pitcher for these El Cap Vaqueros.
2:31. They score with 2 minutes and 31 seconds. The PAT is good.
Yeah, and that's going to put the score at 21.
Should be 21 zip. The scoreboard shows 14-0. It is 21-0. 2:31 remaining. Wildcats will receive the ball. Let's see if they can get something going before halftime.
Now, and we talked about that earlier, Ron, how Coach Self is one of those coaches, and I know he's been here for seems like forever with the Brawley Wildcats, assistant coach for a lot of years and now head coach, but he is one of those coaches that adjusts at halftime very well.
Yeah, so, you're going in, anytime you're down by 21 points, there are different areas that are going wrong, and you just have to pinpoint it and see what you could do, make the adjustments in the locker room or at half, wherever you go, and see what you could do in the second half. Like I said, both teams will run into this situation. There's going to be times where you're up 21-0. There's going to be times when you're down 21-0. What do we do? How does my team bounce back? Do we have resilience? Are we resilient, or are we going to give up? So it's a learning experience. 21-0 for the Falcons are ahead. Back to receive will be Daniel Camilo, number 6, junior. Number 2 alongside him will be Damian Abarca. And let's see if the Wildcats can get a return.
Yeah, now.
Oh, they won't return.
No, they won't
I'm
return.
sorry.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
So while we get ready for the Wildcats to receive the ball, we'd also like to thank Imperial Printers. At Imperial Printers, we are ready to help you with your next project. IV Welding and Mechanical. Tonight's game is brought to you by the Industrial Welding Contractor.
Knuckleball kick. Looks like it's going to take a roll, and it may bounce out of bounds, and it sure does. What happens on that, Will? 25-yard line or?
Yeah. No,
Oh, yeah. I wonder if they're going to – yeah, what would happen in the game?
So now I think they will go with the real rule on that one, Ron. When the ball goes, are they going to punish them, or are they going to put it on the 25? But I believe that that when the ball goes out of bounds on the kickoff, it should go back to the original, the way it should be called, because it was non-touch.
I got you. But in league, okay, in a real life ball game, is the ball at the 35? You have the option of a re-kick
Yes,
or
you have the option of moving the kickoff back, taking the ball on the 35, I believe, or taking the ball where the ball went out of bounds.
right.
So I know we see Mike Garcia wanting to put the ball in the middle on the 25-yard line, and I'm not saying he's wrong on that, but
So the Wildcats will take over with 2:31 remaining. They are at the 25-yard line. Gutierrez, shotgun formation, doubles on both, two receivers on both sides, double. Single back is Isaiah Young. Shoots it out, quick shot to Platt. Platt is going to get a 2-yard gain on that.
And with 2:23, 2:22, the clock cutting down till half, and the Wildcats deep in their own field. It looks like. Let me see who called that timeout right there. I didn't get a chance to see it. Oh, there is no timeout.
There is no timeout.
I saw him just okay.
Ball on the left hash, wide side to the right. Gutierrez looking to his left. He shoots it out to Platt. Platt now getting a rhythm there, getting his hands on the ball. Caught. Clock will tackle him inbounds. Clock will keep running. It's going to be a 3rd down and 4.
And that's what you want to see, just a little bit of momentum
Yeah.
going into half.
Third down and 3 for the Wildcats.
Check that, 3rd and 3 for the Wildcats. And just like the Falcons, Scripps Ranch was on hurry up that last possession. So the Wildcats showing a little bit more urgency in their play call. Here we go. Gutierrez looking to his right. He has a rush. He's going to be called down, and rightfully so. There was 3 Scripps Ranch players in the backfield. Gutierrez could not escape the sack. And as we said, they're calling the quarterback down. No need to hurt anybody's quarterback on a sack. In a game, he would have been sacked, perhaps, or could he have escaped?
Yeah,
But in this format, you're sacked.
In this format, exactly, that's what's happening. But and like we agreed, Ron, it's just a great call.
Yes, it is.
But that's one of Gutierrez's strength, though, too, is
Escape,
scrambling.
right.
Escaping from the pressure of the defense. So, and that's okay. I mean, it's rather to see him be able to play next week and then down the season than get him hurt. So once again, good rule. And with 1:07 left, clock counting, Scripps Ranch will get a chance to see what they can do with less than a minute to
Tanner
go.
Carranza with a nice spiraling punt, and Shaw catches a great catch by the returner. Why? Had that ball kept bouncing, it would have at least gone inside the 20.
Oh, yeah, that had a good spiral. Carranza
Sure.
showing off his leg right there. I mean, even punters are going to have a little bit of Jerry starting the game right there, Ron.
Well, special teams, very vital part of a football team. You need good special teams. That was a good punt.
That's 2 baseball players. Carranza being one, I'm sure there's others, but you got Torres back there. I've seen them both on the varsity under, Coach Carranza on the varsity baseball team. So good for them. Good for them to, that's one of the things I like, Ron, to be honest with you, man. I know there's a lot of programs that like that one sport athlete. I mean, I'm sure you feel the same way. We're traditional. We just love that multi-sport athlete. I mean, that's my personal opinion, and I believe Ron feels the same way when it comes to that. I mean, it just shows the versatility of these athletes that come out.
If you're athletic enough to do both, as many sports as you can, go for it.
Yeah.
But now we're in the world of, today's world is specialization. I want to do this, just one sport contrary. Hey, go for it. Here we go. The ball's at the 32-yard line for the Falcons. 55 seconds. Hey, if I'm a DB right now, it's pass. They're not going to sit on the ball. The scoreboard shows 14-zip, but I'm pretty sure it's 21-0.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to assume that too.
Here we go. Leatherwood, he's looking. He launches down the middle, down the seam. That's number 19 again. Great catch, great pitch and throw. Pitch and catch, as they say.
So
All the way down to the Wildcat 45-yard line, 1st down.
And it looks like we're going to have a timeout. Scripps Ranch with 45 seconds to go. They're going to call timeout. Hey, listen, they're going to score again.
They're going to go for it. They're going to go for it. Like you said, like I'm telling you right now, the offensive coordinator, I don't know what's going on in his mind right now, but, hey, it's before half, 55 seconds left. Let's get some more points.
Yeah, he might be thinking, look, I'll take my foot off the pedal after halftime.
Yes,
right
sir.
now.
I'm going
for it.
waiting until there's double zeros on that clock. And take a look at that. Look at the sidelines there as they're showing the Scripps Ranch players' TV screen. Go ahead, Will. Sorry.
No, I just wanted to give a special thanks to some of the sponsors that have joined the VSN group. That's Keystone HR. Need a job? Need to hire somebody who needs a job? Give Keystone HR a call at 760-357-2929 with all your staffing needs and specializing in payroll services. Prime Lending, Team Platero. Prime Lending is known for making the home loan process quick and easy. With Ronnie Platero at helm at their El Centro office, give them a call and lock up a deal. So, Ron, ball being placed right now on the 45-yard lines, 45 seconds to go. First down, Scripps Ranch Falcons have the ball.
Double-doubles on both sides. Leatherwood looking all the time in the row. He launches it, and it's going to be picked up by Danny Camilo. That ball fluttered in the air, may have been caught in the wind. Camilo at the 30, 35. We have a flag. Runs it up to the 39-yard line.
Yeah, and I saw that. That's just an illegal block downfield, you know. Obviously.
Explain to the fans out there, Will, okay, penalty, guys returning the ball, flag is thrown. Where do they assess the penalty?
Okay, so it's a spot foul. So the penalty is assessed from where the foul happened at,
Wow.
Ron. So
No matter where the ball is, no matter where the runner, the returner is.
On this type of foul.
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
On this type
on
of
the
foul.
interception.
Well, on the type of return of the interception. So it's wherever the penalty happened. So now they're going to wave it off. Now, I'm only going to guess now.
If it were a penalty.
No, what I'm going to guess, the reason they waved it off, I'm only going to guess on this, and we're going to have Gene up here, and he's going to explain what actually happened. But I'm going to guess that another referee came in there, and he might have saw. The rule is he did him in the back. But did the guy that got hit in the back turn his back on him?
Yeah.
If he turned his back on him, hey, that's his fault, and he got hit, and that's what could happen. We will be able to ask Gene Martin what happened on that, and I'm very curious to know because it was an obvious penalty for us up here.
Hey, but that's a great work by the crew right there.
Yeah,
doing that.
communication,
If
exactly.
you can, you know what, man, I saw that. This is what happened. Different views. As we both know, out there refereeing,
Yes.
everybody has a different angle.
No, especially you got Mike
There you
Garcia
go.
in the middle, and you got
Right.
Gene Martin in the back. The years of experience and what they dealt with, did a great job by them.
Swing to Young. Young catches at the 35, gets tackled at the 40. Great tackle by number 30 out there. Hey, Isaiah Young is not an easy kid to tackle, I'll tell you that.
And we're going to have another timeout out here on the field. I'm not seeing where it's, and that might be with 23 seconds to go. I'm assuming the Brawley Wildcats called that, Ron?
Yes, they did.
Yeah. So, yeah, like I said, we're going to have Gene Martin, and I was going to have him after this game, but maybe we can get him up here at halftime because those are the kind of penalties. I don't want to be up here in the booth and guess, Ron.
Yes.
Because all it does is just confuse people. You know, it's the wrong call. You know, people like to refer to NFL rules, which is not correct. And then the refs get a bad rap. That's the other thing, you know. So let's find out what to make this call right as we get back to the action.
Second down and 9 for the Wildcats. Ball's placed at their own 40-yard line. They have trips to the right. Isaiah Young is in motion. He's looking at Young. Fake, shoulder fake, comes up, runs, tackled, not sacked. Made it an official run. It looks like the Wildcats will take another timeout.
And 15 seconds to go in the half. Brawley calls another timeout.
For a gain of 1.
Gain of 1, third down, 3rd and 7.
Third down and 7.
And once again, just like we were explaining earlier, we're trying to, you know, VSN, this being a scrimmage, we got our website going. We'll give you some more information. Eric Swain will give us some more information on that. And we have a sponsor situation where we're starting to place them on our website, and everything's
Great.
looking
Good
good.
stuff.
And that Joaquin and Eric are working on that, and it's also helping us.
Who do you have at halftime?
At halftime, I wanted to get Gene up here after the game, but I want to get him up here so, I think we're going to go ahead and explain to our audience what Eric Swain has brought to
Exactly.
VSN.
You got the wizard right here. I mean, we already have one wizard. Now we have another one. Man, we are so lucky to have these guys. I mean, man, our wheels don't roll without these guys.
Nah, credit to both Joaquin
Credit to
Matus
both,
and
man.
Eric Swain, making everybody's job easier.
3rd and 7 for the Wildcats. Trips to the right. Gutierrez, single back is Isaiah Young. I really like this defensive alignment by Scripps Ranch. It's not a prevent, but you're playing off. So let's see how this play goes off.
It looks like they got everybody inside the gap there, Ron.
Gutierrez being rushed, and he's been harassed all day long. He's rolling, he's going to take it, and he gets knocked out by number 30. Great hustle by number 30.
I don't like that. It's just you see him slipping with his feet sliding underneath him, and those are the times like God forbid that happen, but you wear these cleats that'll catch that turf, and that's where you start seeing some of these, twisted ankles, high ankle sprains, stuff like that.
It's a fast turf. Yeah, these kind of fields, it's fast. But when you're used to running on grass, when your practice field is grass, it's a little bit different footing. You may not. When grass, you're used to picking your feet up more. Why? Because, when your cleats sink into the ground, you got to lift them up, right?
Right.
Well, right here on turf, your cleats are just barely tapping on the top of the surface.
Well, with 3 seconds to go, this might be Brawley's last play right here. Let's see if they can take a little bit of momentum into the halftime, Ron.
A little bit of problem with the Wildcat formation, 3.6 remaining. Are they just going to send it out and see what they could do? Will they practice a Hail Mary? It's launched, it's thrown, and it looks like it may have a defensive interference, pass interference on Scripps Ranch. Camilo went down.
And unless he stepped out of bounds, it's going to be a pass interference against the Scripps Ranch.
So if he ran out of bounds,
there's still a penalty, but it's still a penalty. But they would have stopped it right there. Since it's against the defense right here, Ron, they'll be assessed a 15-yard penalty, and they'll get one untimed down, and that'll be the end of the ball game, barring another defensive penalty.
So it looks like that's how it's going to play out.
Yeah, and once again, we talked about this. You got people like Mike Garcia, playing in the middle as the umpire. You got Gene Martin, been a white hat for many years in Imperial Valley. He's actually the president, Ron, of Imperial Valley's Football Association. So he knows, and he's played the game, and he's a coach down there for Central Spartans under the baseball team. So he understands the athlete. He understands all that stuff. And I'm going to stand corrected. It's not one on-time down unless they just put 1 second up there. But the clock is showing 1 second.
Timed up for one snap and maybe a pass into the end zone. Wildcats have. They're going with two backs. That's Carranza in motion. He's going to swing it to Carranza. No, it's a screen to Isaiah Young, and
it looks
nearly picked off. They worked the screen, so that's going to end the first half. Will with we're going to have the Scripps Ranch Falcons at 21, Brawley Wildcats 0.
And Will Torres, Ron Rubio. We'll be back with Eric Swain at halftime.
Reducing energy use during the summer is more important than ever. This summer, IID encourages you to do your part by setting your thermostat to 78 degrees or higher, avoiding the use of large appliances between 4 and 9 p.m., and turning off all unnecessary lighting. But there's more. IID provides a number of summer energy-saving opportunities to help you make the most of your energy savings efforts. Check out our tips and energy-saving guides at IID.com. Let's work together to stay cool and save energy this summer. Reducing energy use during the summer is more important than ever. This summer, IID encourages you to do your part by setting your thermostat to 78 degrees or higher, avoiding the use of large appliances between 4 and 9 p.m., and turning off all unnecessary lighting. But there's more. IID provides a number of summer energy-saving opportunities to help you make the most of your energy savings efforts. Check out our tips and energy-saving guides at IID.com. Let's work together to stay cool and save energy this summer.
Welcome back to VSN at El Cap High School, home of the Vaqueros, where the score is 21-0. Scripps Ranch Falcons and the Brawley Wildcats 0. As Coach Selfco and the Wildcats go in at halftime to make adjustments, one of the changes and one of the upgrades that VSN has done to improve everything they've done is the addition of Eric Swain. And with me at halftime right now is Eric Swain. He's going to explain to me. Eric, how you doing?
Good. It's beautiful. Beautiful to be out here. It's such a nice day today.
Eric, we happened to be at Southwest, beautiful Southwest campus last night. VSN had a media day, and Eric, let the people know a little bit of what you brought to VSN.
So my background and my history is really in, within the live stream stuff was, we were one of the first to go ahead and bring this into the Imperial Valley Press, and so. Partnering and teaming with Imperial Valley Press years ago, we were one of the first in the Imperial Valley to bring a live stream towards high school football, prep school football teams and football games, and it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun to watch these kids kind of see themselves in these highlights and how we put them together, and we feel like we kind of put Imperial Valley on the map with this. We was one of those things where when we started this out, just because of the company and where we worked at, I had access to a lot of big broadcast companies that were doing this for a lot of colleges. Notre Dame is one of them, and I went back east, flew back east, and I was able to pick their brain and say, how do you guys do this? What are you guys using? And then figure out a way to take a $1 million truck and make this into something that was a little more affordable that we could do to create and produce a live stream for our high school kids.
Well, it's pretty evident you have condensed it quite a bit because, and I don't even know, and you still say you have a lot more luggage because we've had to carry some of this stuff around, and yeah, you travel pretty heavy. One of the other things you've brought is help out Joaquin. Joaquin has been, behind. I mean, I'll be straight out and honest. Without Joaquin, backing us up and all the improvements he made in a short time, and his young stature, without those improvements, we wouldn't have been able to be where we were at and have you come in.
Oh no, I mean, the whole thing is, I think, a couple years ago when we first met, we first started talking about this, watching the growth and the development just behind the scenes from what you guys have been doing, it's been amazing. It's been tenfold, and it's every single season, it's growth after growth after growth, and that's what I loved. And so when I first met you, I wasn't sure exactly how serious and how much of a passion you were going to put into this, because it really is a passion project. You have to love to do this, because it's a lot of work, and we're constantly out there trying to raise funds so that we can do more and help kind of cover more of these events. But yeah, it's definitely been a great thing to watch behind the scenes to see how you've grown from 2 years ago to now.
Yeah, no, we've seen it, and it is a passion, and it's a passion that seems to doesn't seem to slow down. In fact, it speeds up a little bit, because we're one of the goals that we had set at VSN, I, and Joaquin, is we're going to go different sports, different activities. We're going to do a little bit more live streams. We tampered around a little bit with softball. We just, with that pandemic stuff going on, we weren't able to get the live streaming equipment to. One thing Joaquin, I'll be honest with you, one thing Joaquin does, if there's a chance that the stream could get intercepted or interrupted, he will not take it. And you know what? And that's the way he is. His philosophy is, look, we're going to give the people the best product that we can give them, or we're not going to promise them nothing. Let's just do, what we've been doing with the highlights. And, that's a little take and give with him, but, I understand where he's coming from.
Oh, yeah, and that's, I kind of side with him as well. It's just, we'd want to give out the best product, that we can to the viewers, because that's what they deserve. It's like they want to watch their kids, and nobody wants to watch a choppy stream. Nobody wants to listen to horrible audio. Nobody, it's one of those things where, we try and we work on this day in and day out to make this better and better and better. We do a lot of testing beforehand just to make sure that, before game time, everything is good. We're green lighted to go. And it's one of those things that we have to do, because it's, in the end, it's just creating a better product for the end user.
Now, speaking from VSN, and I know speaking from Joaquin, we appreciate everything you've done. we appreciate what our goals are together and this partnership we have gained. And, we all have that. We're all driven in that way, in our own field that way. So, we're going to look forward to, great things. One of the things that the other things we have added to VSN is the duel coming up at the doubleheader for the 7 o'clock game. We have added Vic Carrillo and John Moreno, formerly known as the Bulldog Crew, and they will be announcing the second game.
How exciting is that, though? I mean, those two guys are legends in the area. They're legends in Calexico. They're legends in the radio space. And now to actually see them in the live stream space and have them, as a part of VSN it's going to definitely take VSN, again, to the next level. We're constantly developing, constantly growing, constantly working on being better and being bigger. And, we're really trying to gain this community from our community. We're trying to grow our community and make VSN a household name. And, and by bringing on, just great legends like we have here and people who know the sport inside and out only grows and makes us better.
Yeah, no, I totally agree, man. And, getting you on the mic is a lot easier than getting Joaquin on. So on behalf of VSN, myself, and everybody else, and, I'm delighted to announce this partnership. And, it's already evident of what's going to happen here. You will see VSN, Will Torres, Ron Rubio at Modern Day Catholic next week versus the Brawley Wildcats. And season first game of week 1, you will see Vic Carrillo and John Moreno at the Spartan Cal Jones Field versus Mount Carmel. And those are two great games next week for VSN.
Talk about it. Wow, man. That's an exciting first week matchup. And I can't wait to bring those to the people.
All right, man. Well, with that said, with the clock typing down, getting ready for the kickoff here, Will Torres alongside Eric Swain, Ron Rubio, Joaquin Matus will be right back.
This is Ron
The Brawley Wildcats 0.
This is Ron Rubio.
The Falcons will receive the second half kickoff.
VSN, we're back. We're back. Ron Rubio back with VSN. Here we are. Wildcats set to kick off. Wildcats will be kicking two. Scripps Ranch. They're down 21-0. As we said in this formatted scrimmage, they will not return the kickoff, so it all depends on where the ball is placed, where the ball is received. Set to kick for the Wildcats is the returning kicker, and that is Jorge Haro. Jorge Haro, soccer player for the Wildcat soccer team. Deep to receive for the Falcons will be Jalen Shaw. Shaw, you've seen Shaw in the first half. He was scored a touchdown. Good receiver, good running back. And here we go, ball set right at Shaw. And like I said, there will be no returns. Ball will be placed at the 25-yard line.
Falcons will take over at the 25-yard line. And it'll be first down and 10.
First and 10 for the Wildcats. Wildcats find themselves in a 21-0 hole. Let's see if the Wildcats can come back in the second half and turn things around. We spoke with the coaching staff from the Scripps Ranch Falcons, and they said they were going to let everybody play. Rotating in players is one key thing. They want to see, check out players, give a view to some of the kids that are on the fence, whether they can contribute to the team. And so here we go. We're ready to rock and roll. Here we go, the start of the second half. Leatherwood, 6. We were just speaking to some announcer here from Scripps Ranch. They have him listed at 6'6". He's really 6'8", they say. The give is up the middle. Short gain, maybe 1 yard on there. Second down and 9.
The ball carrier. Gain of 1 on the play. Brings up second down and 9.
Second down and 9 for the Wildcats. I'm sorry, for the Scripps Ranch Falcons. Will Torres is in the booth. He just returned. We had a special assignment to take care of. Here we go. Will, are you back?
I am back, and when Joaquin needs water, it doesn't matter who it is. Joaquin, I have to go get him his water.
Will is sometimes known as Bobby Boucher. Now, maybe some of you may know who that guy is. Here we go. Flags on the field.
So, with the wind still blowing a little bit, of course, this is scrimmage, Ron. I'm only, guessing here, but, especially with the score. And I know that the scoreboard showed 14-0, but the correct score is 21-0. So what happens is the home team here, which happens to be Scripps Ranch, actually runs the score. And they're actually doing a good job compared to the first game, Ron.
Right. And I think what's happening here at this location, we're at El Capitan High. We're at El Cap High, but they don't have their regular PA announcer. In fact, we have our Scripps Ranch guy next to us. They're doing an excellent job.
Excellent.
The PA guys is perfect, man. Anyhow, second down and 4 for the Falcons. Anyhow, so the scoreboard is not serious. We're showing it. What we have on our screen is correct. 21-0. Second down and 4 for Scripps Ranch. Scripps Ranch has a tight end to the right, 2 receivers to that, so that makes it a trip. Single back motion by number 19. Doubles on the left. Norwood drops back. 3-step drop, looks, throws. Perfect pass. That is just something. Like I said, the ball comes out like we mentioned to you. Don't want to keep saying this, but the trajectory he has being at that height is amazing. It's like throwing a dart. Boom.
Yeah.
There it is. The receiver didn't break stride. First and 10 for the Falcons at the Wildcat 46-yard line. Inside the 46-yard line. Now, this is a drive here. Now, game situation, Will, your Wildcats need to stop.
Yeah, definitely need a stop right here, Ron. Regardless if it's scrimmage, Coach Self does not want to see anybody score on him.
You don't. So, by all accounts here, looking down at the sideline, Scripps Ranch. Here we go. They give us to number 13. He bounces it out to the 40, 30. Good run all the way inside Wildcat Terry, inside their 30-yard line. We'll say maybe the 26-yard line. 26.
Yeah, and that's going to happen, Ron, with the Brawley Wildcats respecting the pass like that. You know, they're going to be able to do that little draw play, which opens up and he kicks it to the outside and he gets positive yards on that.
Reese Cahey, the running back there. Reese Cahey also plays defensive back. Safety out there. Reese Cahey goes both ways for the Falcons. They're keeping Leatherwood in there, maybe a series or two. Ball's at the 27-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Falcons.
Number 17 for the Wildcats playing, what do they call that, outside eagle?
That would be your monster, your strong safety. Well, check that. You're right. Outside backer. He's lined up on the outside. Here we go. The give is up the middle. Back to Cahey. Reese Cahey up the middle. Maybe 2 yards on the play. 2nd down and 8.
Number 32 in there for the tackle. Mario Caraza getting a little bit of trouble. These Wildcats on the defensive side, you know, that I don't know the experience because we weren't able to see that actual roster on there. But, you know, we have a young line right here. And one thing that Coach Self was telling me, they don't have a lot of depth, right? I mean, what's the depth look like on the offensive and defensive line? You know, according to Self, that's one of the weaknesses that he had. The depth wasn't very big at all.
Well, they had a few injuries during the first week of Hell Week. Brian Porras, the starting center, may have had an Achilles problem. And I'm not sure who else is in. Here we go. Norwood out in the flats. Wide open is Cahey. No, that is not Cahey. Knocked out by Damian Abarca. Gain is good enough for a Falcon 1st down. And that's that. This is what makes this an effective offense. It's not a very long pass, Will. It's just something. Get open. Get out in the flats. Swing out. Let's get that ball to you and make some yards after the catch. And, you know, Wildcats being in zone, they're going to make the catch and get some yards. So it's a 3rd down and 1. Ball's placed at the 18-yard line. Ball's on the left hash. Whiteside will be to the right. 2 receivers to the left. He has a tight end to his right. Single back is Cahey. And it looks like with the hard count, he's going to get the Wildcats to come offside.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things.
But he just barked. You can just see his body moving. Offsides for the Wildcats. That's going to be an automatic 1st down. Great non-play for a 1st down.
Yeah, and if you want to get Coach agitated, that's one of the things you might want to do, and you know, because he will get agitated after that. Ron, talk to me a little bit about the nose guard, Alan, number 72, Carrillo. You know,
Alan Carrillo. Alan Carrillo. Let me tell you something about Alan Carrillo. Alan Carrillo is, I'm not sure what weight he wrestles, but he's been representing Brawley very well in the wrestling program. I'm not sure how many times.
Finals. Yeah, I think he just lost in the finals.
He's just an amazing kid, big kid. Look at that big gap to the right of the offensive line. I'm not sure if that's intentional or what. The fake, the toss, almost had it defended by Camilo. Daniel Camilo on the defense there on the. But what a great play action. And fake to that quick dive, and he's quick enough for a tall kid to get his arms on the pass play action and a quick little toss. It should have been caught.
Well, he actually, you're exactly right on that, Ron. That little play action he put in with 4:20 to go to the end of the 3rd quarter, it had the Wildcats, you know, hesitating.
Yes, right. And well, that's what happens, you know. Right now today in this scrimmage, the Falcons and Scripps Rams, they have a balanced offense. They can run, they can throw right now. They're doing things very well. But I'm very curious. From up here, there looks like there's a huge gap between the center and the right guard. Leatherwood looking, Leatherwood throws, and here's that play again, the swing pass, and that's a drop unless Platt got a hand on it. That was there last time. That was a touchdown on one of their drives.
No, that ball should have been caught by number 13 of Scripps Ranch, you know. And, you know, on the negative side, that's some of the things the coaches are going to see. Who's going to be our go-to guy, you know, when we need that play caught in the end zone. You know, those are catches.
That's a drop. You know, that's a negative play on both sides, really, because you got a drop pass by Reese Cahey, the running back, and then you get your backer not in coverage where he should be, especially down here inside, just outside the 10-yard line. So these are the tiny things that you're going to work on. Come Monday, I guarantee you both kids are going to get an earful.
Yeah, no, but that's what's expected of it, though, right?
And it's a learning. Like, this is a beautiful situation. Great scrimmage. Here we go. Slant, wide open, and a great catch. This time the ball's caught. Touchdown, Scripps Ranch.
Ron, since the mid of the third quarter, they were not connecting at all. Then all of a sudden, midway through the second quarter, Ron, it looks like, that was a drop pass, but besides that, he has been laying that ball right in between the seams, right there on the hands for these guys to catch the ball every time, man.
Number one, the quarterback on Scripps Ranch has lots of time to throw the ball. That's that's the number one thing. He has time to throw. And number two, standing at 6'8", man, he could probably throw a pass all the way to La Jolla and complete it right now.
Yeah, so with the score now 28-0, Scripps Ranch leading the Brawley Wildcats. Will Torres, Ron Rubio, VSN will be right back.
Reducing energy use during the summer is more important. Reducing energy use during the summer is more important than ever. This summer, IID encourages you to do your part by setting your thermostat to 78 degrees or higher, avoiding the use of large appliances between 4 and 9 p.m., and turning off all unnecessary lighting. But there's more. IID provides a number of summer energy-saving opportunities to help you make the most of your energy savings efforts. Check out our tips and energy saving guides at IID.com. Let's work together to stay cool and save energy this summer.
Welcome back, Will Torres, Ron Rubio. We are VSN. Ron, down 28-0 with 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. And we're going to mention this because this is a different type of game. This isn't, hey, we have to air it out. This is still a scrimmage. What is John Self going to concentrate on right now?
Well, I think one or two things can happen here. One is okay, you're down by 4 touchdowns. Brandon Young's going to be calling the play calling just like it's a different situation. Down by 4 touchdowns. What can I do to come back? So right now it's not a game. So maybe there may be some things he want to do. He just, hey, you know what? We're down 28-0. It's not a real game. Let's work on some of the things I want to see. And here's a pooch kick. Here's a practicing a pooch kick here.
Yeah.
That looked like there. So not to get away from your question, but yeah. So like I said, there's a couple of things, a couple of angles that Wildcats could approach it. But bottom line, right now what the Wildcats want to do is get a drive together. Let's put a drive together. Let's prove we can get the ball in the end zone. We've been shut down. We've kind of hurt ourselves with penalties. And let's see where let's move the ball right now. With how much time we have? 2:56 remaining.
2:56.
It's going to end. It's going to end quick. You got the fourth quarter. You're going to have another 10 minutes. Hey, every time you get the ball, you have to be productive. You can't go backwards. It's all about going forward. Let's find out something that's going to work for us, and let's move on from there.
So, in other words, Ron, do the little things, get nobody hurt.
Get nobody hurt. And you're not waving the white flag by any means. I mean, this is football, man. You cannot give up. You got to keep going. So, Brawley's going to roll the dice and keep rolling, man. Here we go. Doubles on both sides. 2 receivers. Motion by number 32. To give us to Young. And, is it me or have we not seen Young run the ball too much today? I mean, it just seems like that. I don't know. I mean,
no, we haven't. But that could that be by design, though, Ron?
It could be. It could be.
Because, look, they're playing – Modern Day Catholic next week. Okay, listen, they know what they can do with Young. Let's work on some other stuff.
Exactly. Great point.
I mean, you're there, you're seeing it. That's the way John Self thinks. So he's always thinking about like, hey, you know what? No, I'm going to do this because of this, and this ain't going to work because of that. I mean, that guy's got a plan, and that's why he's been good at what he does for all these years. And it looks like you might have a new center for the Scripps Ranch Falcons. Yeah, he's 6'8", Ronnie.
Yeah, there's motion by the fake. He rolls up. There he is, ad-libbing again, throwing off his back foot, and great effort. Is that Abarca? Damian Abarca, let me tell you something about Damian Abarca. That's number 2 who was the intended receiver. Abarca will go hard every play, start to finish. Perfect example right there, going for that pass underthrown. Trying his best to get there. 2-way player, junior, Damian Abarca for the Wildcats. So now we're facing a 3rd down and 6.
All right, let's put a little bit of focus on some of the offensive linemen here. Number 58, Ronnie has coached these kids, so he knows a lot about them. Number 58, Claudio Angulo. Tell me a little bit about him, Ron.
Claudio Angulo is a junior, played his freshman year. As we lost he lost his sophomore year due to the COVID situation. Back on all the coaching staff, glad to see Claudio come back in. Big kid, strong, quick. Hey, we were going to run him at fullback on the JV level, but it never happened. So here he is. He's a guard, I believe. I think they have him at guard or tackle. Is he 54?
No, he's
Claudio.
58, Ron.
Okay, 58. Yeah, he's inside. He's our guard. The pass intended for Platt, picked up by number 25. He's going to carry it all the way to the 18-yard line. So, hey, Will, you asked what the Wildcats will be doing? Well, that's that, man. You're going to try to throw the ball. Gutierrez now is going to put that in his memory. Hey, I'm not going to throw that ball when the defender's there. And ball was intended for Platt. Interception. Falcons take over on the turnover.
Now, with that being said, we did see in the previous game, we have 37 seconds to go in the third quarter. One thing Montel Allen does like to do, he likes to keep these games on track. So, you know, in a regular game, after 30 points, it's a running clock. So regardless, you know, of what happens here, Ron, you know, it might be a good thing. Hey, listen, we did what we came out here to do. We tried some things. Some worked, some didn't. So let's just, you know, we're healthy, and that's what you want to do.
That's what you want to do. You want to get out of this. Both teams want to come out of this injury-free, as you do any game.
Yeah, correct.
But especially in a scrimmage, you know, it's. I'm not going to sit here and say it doesn't go on your record. You know, both coaches, believe it or not, winning or losing. And I've always had a concept, and a lot of coaches agree. You learn more about yourself when you lose a ball game than when you do when you win. When you win, you think everything's hunky-dory, everything went well, man, we did this, we did that, everything clicked. But when you're on the losing end, that's when you find out a lot about yourself. You know, things that can happen to you, have happened to you. Let's correct it this week. We have, you know, everybody has a big ball game. Opening game's usually a big ball game. Wildcats open up against a very tough opponent, modern day. You know, the Wildcats will be on the road again. They'll be up here next week and the week after with Valley Center. So, you know, they have some, you know, big foes ahead of them. Roll out, left-handed quarterback, looking for a receiver intended for 13. Now, am I seeing things? Was that number 13 throwing to a number 13?
Well, it could be because and they're claiming that Winger is that quarterback now.
Yeah, I see number 13.
And, Ron, you are correct.
I don't know.
It looks like number 11. No, Ron, it looks like number 11 ran out for that pass. But, yeah, they did put in. They did substitute.
They get Leatherwood out, get him out. If you're starting quarterback, he's done his job, did well. If you're the OC offense coordinator for Scripps Ranch, you're pretty happy with things. You know, Wildcats not an easy defense to play against. And they managed to put four touchdowns on the board. They're in good field position right now. And as, you know, like you said earlier, are you going to take your foot off the pedal? No, you're not. In a game, you're gonna try to throw. You want to get your backups and throws. Threw behind that guy on the slant pass there.
Yeah, no, they're not. They're not taking. Well, yeah. You know what? With 12 seconds to go, and they might let the clock keep running, but obviously the clock stopped for whatever reason.
Incomplete pass, 11-8. So ahead of schedule, we have what? It's
quarter till 7.
Quarter till 7, 20 minutes, quarter till 7.
On a beautiful evening.
No, it's setting in real nice. Beautiful atmosphere here. As you're looking out, you see the hills. It's just a really, really good.
Just feels good.
Feels good. Feels good out here.
And the scenery looks pretty good, too.
So hope everybody out there is enjoying this. Like we said, VSN will be back at 7 o'clock with Imperial versus the host here, El Capitan Vaqueros. Here we go, double receiver. Rolling to his left. He's a left-handed quarterback. He throws, launches in the corner. He's wide open. Touchdown. If it's a catch, it's an incomplete pass. He laid out. I couldn't quite see if he landed with it. Great effort. Winger is the quarterback.
I'll tell you what, Ron.
Rage K, he was the intended receiver.
This being a scrimmage, man, close enough, I would have gave it to him. But, no, he was out of bounds, and they had a referee right on there. But, yeah, that was just a great effort. Great effort on their part.
It's preseason for everybody. Great call by the flag. I believe that's Hector Tarango.
That correct is Hector Tarango.
It
Another
is Hector
Imperial Valley.
Tarango. Good to see the Valley boys out here refereeing out here. Bentley, you have our white hat, Gene Martin. Lloyd's out there, another flank out there. Just a good crew. And here we go, field goal attempt. Ball will be placed at the 25. It's 25-yard field goal, 35 in total yardage. The place, the snap is good. The kick, it's up, and it is right down the middle, baby. So that, with that said, to end the third quarter, Scripps Ranch puts up another 3 to end the quarter at 31 for the Falcons, 0 Brawley Wildcats. We'll be back.
Will Torres, Ron Rubio, like he said, we'll be back right after this.
Reducing energy use during the summer is more important than ever. This summer, IID encourages you to do your part by setting your thermostat to 78 degrees or higher, avoiding the use of large appliances between 4 and 9 p.m., and turning off all unnecessary lighting. But there's more. IID provides a number of summer energy-saving opportunities to help you make the most of your energy savings efforts. Check out our tips and energy-saving guides at IID.com. Let's work together to stay cool and save energy this summer.
And welcome back now. Will Torres, Ron Rubio, VSN. We're at the start of the fourth quarter. And with 10 minutes to go, the score being 31-0, looks like we're going to have a running clock. And that's part of the rules. I don't know what if there was a previous agreement, but if it was per regular rules, Ron, and 30-plus points, yeah, they'd still would run a running clock right here regardless. So.
I have a question for you on that. I thought, is it up to the team that's trailing by their amount to have a running clock? Or is it mandatory that, hey, you're down by 28, 31 points, automatic running clock?
No, it's 30 points. It's happening. Running clock.
It's happening. Even if the guy says, you know what, I want my kids to play. I need to play some more kids.
No, running clock.
Wow. Well, as we said, the kick. One good thing about, for Scripps Ranch, their place kicker is automatic, man. He'll get that ball out. The wind has died down, and he still got it into the end zone. And as a defensive coordinator, you would love to see every time your opponent start at the 25-yard line.
And you're right on that point, but I do want to make a correction. The score has to be 35 points.
Oh, okay, 35.
Yeah, 35
okay.
points. Then it becomes, difference by rule,
okay.
35 points. Correction, John Seaman. We appreciate John Seaman. He's
Thank
always,
you, John.
Yeah, he's trust me, John's on it all the time. And we wish him the best of luck. He made a collegiate crew, so want to wish John Seaman from El Centro, California, long-time referee in the association down there. Congratulations and good luck to John Seaman making that crew, joining the collegiate levels. I mean, that's a big deal,
It's a
Ron.
big deal, man, and we're very proud. He makes us proud, man.
Yeah,
way to go, John.
yeah.
It's a good deal. Good all around. Just like Brandon Self in the Basketball Association.
And he's here tonight. He was here to see his son for the Calipat game.
Here we go. Gutierrez looking. He throws out to Young. Young on the catch, 25, 27. Throws a defender off, finds his way past, works his way up to the 37-yard line. And it looks like Isaiah Young may have tweaked the leg, and that's something you don't want to see. I mean, that young guy, he's going to go. His motor runs 100 miles an hour, and as he ran over that defender, as you see him, they want to get him out, but he just waved that guy out.
Well, that's just true fashion of Young. Look, hey, listen, let's come out. Let's just play it safe. Let's take it out. And while we're getting a little break in action right now, we'd like to thank some of our sponsors, Ojeda Industries, Tony Ojeda and Patricia. Thank you very much. With VSN, really appreciates it. Imperial Irrigation District, Havens Landscaping, for all your landscaping, home and commercial needs. Call Havens, located at East Avenues Highway. The Dom Team, for all your commercial and residential real estate needs. Call Doug or Andrew Dom. They'll get the job done. Brownie's Dinner, go in there and have a dinner and say hello to Juanita and Gabe for us. Back to action, Ron Rubio.
I should like to have a steak right now, I'll tell you that. Here we go, 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. Design run by the quarterback. I'm pretty sure it looked like it was not play action. So Gutierrez runs it out of bounds, chased out of bounds, negative yardage.
The ball carrier.
Yeah, and, you know, yeah, we do have, there's 7 minutes to go.
Is the clock running?
And the clock is running, so it looks like we will be very close to starting the second game of our doubleheader. And you know, I'm kind of laughing, Ron, and as soon as I tell you, you're going to know why. Our second crew, which will feature John Moreno and Vic Carrillo, are actually running our cameras right now. As I'm losing my voice, they're actually running our cameras because we were kind of short staff up here.
And we're going to be filling in their shoes right now. Big shoes to fill, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Big shoes to fill on the other end there. So here we go. Young looks like he's back in the mix. Give was up the middle.
Ball carrier.
Don't know what down they have for him.
Made by number 52.
I'm looking across the field, and it looks to be third down, Ron.
Oh, there it is. I was looking for the yard mark. There's 3rd down and at least
Yeah.
3rd and 18 for the
Almost double,
Wildcats.
almost double stakes. That's why we couldn't
Double
find
stakes.
the
There you go,
down
there you go.
marker. I can almost guarantee you them Wildcats with 6 minutes to go and still counting that they're going to pass this ball, Ron.
5:58 remaining. Yeah, you have to. I mean, I would assume that the Wildcats, anytime you're scrimmaging 3rd and 8, you're not going to run the ball in the game. You're going to try to get some yards. Here we go. It's a screen to Young. Young at the 30. Young, and we're going to get a flag on the field.
I didn't see that play. Why the helmet came off? What happened on that play, Ron?
Pass is complete.
It was a setup screen. It was a setup screen,
Flag on the play.
and it was well read by Scripps Ranch. Scripps Ranch
Tackle was
just
made
played that screen very well.
by Ross.
Now, I'm seeing, do they have the emblem on one side of the helmet? Yeah, they do. And then the number on the other side. That's correct, yes.
I'm telling you, Scripps Ranch, to me, looking at him down on the field, it reminds me of just like looking at Stanford when Stanford plays.
Looks like we had 2 penalties while I was out there, and they are accepting one. It looks like they're going to be roughing the passer against Scripps Ranch, Ron. And, you know, that's going to be enough. Is it going to be enough for a first down, though, Ron?
I'm not quite sure. I mean, if it was roughing the passer, is that just an automatic 15 yards?
Well, that's a good question. I'm not going to sit here and pretend I know that right now with the rules being changed. Wow. I'm sorry.
So was it a penalty?
Intentional grounding, which was denied, which was declined. That's what it was, not roughing the passer. Yeah.
So we have a 3rd down and 18. The give is to Young. Young's trying to find something in the middle, bounces it out, nothing there. He's still shrugged, still running, and a whole lot of running for maybe a yard gain, 1 yard gain.
Isaiah Young, the ball carrier.
So it'll be a 4th down for the Wildcats, and they're bringing in their punt team.
Bring up 4th down for the Wildcats.
Set to punt for the Wildcats is Carranza. Carranza
Done a pretty good job.
Pretty
on
good
it.
job.
Yeah.
Pretty good job of punting the ball. You know, he's got some spirals in there. Got some good yardage on his punt.
Yeah, except for that first punt, you know, which
That was into the wind.
Yeah.
Kicked it into the wind. The wind has died down. You know, the kicking game is huge, man. The kicking game is huge. So, you know, one positive thing, Wildcats punter looks like he, you know, will be a good asset for him. 4:05 remaining. Carranza kicks it from his 20, and that is a lot of lift on that ball. So he's standing at his 20. It is fielded at the 32. We got a 40-some yard plus punt.
And
hey, that's nothing to sneeze at.
No, and you talk about how key that kicking game is. that is consistent kick game right there. So, you know, you take away that first one, and that baseball player, man, is doing a great job. Not only that, I was able to see him as a freshman, Ron, and you saw him, of course, on the JV. I mean, correct me, he didn't play because with baseball being
right, yeah,
yes,
yes. He came out for the, you know, the 6-game season that Brawley had, the spring season, came out. But like you said, as soon as the baseball started, you know, he went up and, you know, the kid has a future in baseball, and he's a very good football player, you know.
Very good athlete all around.
Very good athlete all around.
Yeah, let's see, with the new quarterback in for Scripps Ranch going in there, 3:05 left in the game.
We're going to have a procedure call. What?
Let's just run it. I think Gene Martin said, hey, you know what, let's just run this and get this over with.
Pass is complete.
You know, that's one thing I don't normally see. You know, this is about the third time I've seen the helmets coming off after a tackle or something, Ron. That's something normally, you know, we don't see that. I mean, but then again, you know, they're getting adjusted to their helmets. You know, they're getting the, you know, breaking them in. A lot of these might be new helmets and stuff.
False start.
False start by. Let me ask you a question. Well, on a false start, do you throw the flag or does the play continue? False start on the offense. You let the play or do you kill it?
So on a false start, you actually have that option. If it's like if he comes off, you blow the whistle right away. That was a delayed call, which I don't know, it should have been illegal motion. This guy might have said it wrong, and it could have been illegal motion over there. So when the announcer, I know that he calls it, and that's what you heard, that doesn't always mean that's what he meant by that. It could have been illegal motion, which you wait till after the play is done.
1st and 15. It was trips to the left. He's going to roll. He's rolling. He's rolling. He's going to run his way outside to maybe the 32-yard line.
But I saw what you saw. I saw a false start, which we should have blown the whistle. And like we talked about earlier, you know, it's their first game too, you know, so it's and those are the things that they'll see and they'll get corrected, you know, so it's all good. And I mean, you know, for when league starts, it'll all be good.
Gain of 5 on this scramble. Makes it down as 2nd down and 10 as the clock is winding down with 1 minute and 12 seconds remaining. This should be the last drive of the game for Scripps Ranch. Scripps Ranch going to feel very positive after tonight's scrimmage. Wildcats, not so much, but they will go back to the drawing board and get things fixed. The give is up to the middle, bounces it out to the right, picks up maybe, I'm going to give him 6 yards on that, making it let's go with 5 yards. So it's a 3rd down and 5.
Yeah, and, you know, and this is what they'll do. There's 30 seconds left. I do not believe, I don't know, they got that young quarterback. I don't know what grade he's in, but, you know, he's eager to get that last play in. It looks like, hey, to him, we watch him up here, and it looks to us like
they may run a play. They may run one. Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
Act like it's tied up.
13 seconds left.
And there's actually a good crowd from both sides, Ron. I'm glad to
report
people
are filling in. Brawley fans supported well, travel well as they always do. Here it is. He's going to air it out, and sure enough, left sideline, and there is a flag. I think that's going to be a PI on Brawley.
Yeah, that's going to be frustration coming out on number 23, Isaiah Young. And, you know.
There's a lot. I've never looked at those yellow flags. There's 3 of them.
That might be one of those situations where decline the penalty and let's get out.
Let's go home. Yeah. Let's get out of here and let's do it.
Yeah, yeah. And the coach from Scripps Ranch, you don't want nothing to happen, you know. But, you know, Gene Martin's going to listen what he wants to do. He's going to, hey, listen, I don't want anything happening. Look, this is what's going on. I don't want none of my players hurt. I don't want nobody kicked out, you know, and I want the same thing being told to the other coach. That's what's going on out there.
So no time left on the clock, correct?
Yeah, that's correct. There's 1 second.
1 second, all right. Very similar to the end of the first half. What a coincidence.
Yeah.
1 second left on the clock. Last play of the game. Last play of this scrimmage. Let's correct myself there. So I want to thank everybody for out there who's watching us, and we'll be back next week, correct, Will?
Yeah, we will be back up in San Diego where the Wildcats will play visiting to the Modern Day Catholic. football
And
team.
here it is. They are going to go for it. And a rush by Charlie Lai chases them down. So, hey,
In on a good note.
and on a good note for the Brawley defense, Charlie Lai, speedy young man, runs track. Way to go, Charlie Lai. So at the end of the game, if you're going to count it, the score, it reads Scripps Ranch 31, Brawley Wildcat 0. Will, thank you
Hey,
for
Ron.
today, man. It was a very good,
that was-
fun afternoon.
Good to get our feet wet, Ron. Let's get a little recap of the game. Let's talk a little bit about the Wildcat offense, Ron. What was your opinion on the Wildcat offense?
Well, you always want to start off pretty well, but in the first drive we had two slips. The Wildcats had two slips on routes, and it just seemed like they never got any momentum rolling. But hey, sometimes the team you're playing makes you play that way. So when you're going to watch the film, you're going to break it down and say, okay, was that us or was it a little bit of both? Was with their scheme on against the Wildcat offense? So, like I said, man, it's a scrimmage. Both teams will learn from it. Defensively, things didn't work out. Of course, you want to be on the side of Scripps Ranch, the winning side. 31-zip, that's what the score was. Doesn't count. Go home, recoup, and let's see what you got for next Friday night.
Yeah, and we're going to rush out of here.
We're out.
We could go into depth a little bit, but we got the legendary crew here of Vic Carrillo and John Moreno, which will have the second game featuring the home team, El Cap Vaqueros, against the Imperial Tigers coming up the hill from Imperial Valley. So from Will Torres, Ron Rubio, Joaquin Matus, Eric Swain, thank you very much. Drive safe. Thanks for listening and watching. Good night.
Good night. All right, we're done, brother.